Hey everybody, welcome to What's Up with Austin. We're gonna have a awesome time tonight. I'll tell you what, man, chatting with these three young Elvis tribute artists a few minutes ago was a lot of fun, man. We had a great conversation and it was great. So great to up, and I look forward to seeing them all in just a few weeks at Elvis Week. So thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Please make sure you like, share, and comment on this video. Please share it all across social media. Let me know where you're watching from. Hit that like button. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the What's Up with Austin YouTube channel. Hit that like button on the Austin Irving Entertainer page and everywhere else you're watching. So please do that. I'd greatly appreciate it very, very much. Again, like I said, if you're watching on Facebook, hit that like button on the Austin Irving Entertainer Light page. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram. And please subscribe to the What's Up with Austin YouTube channel. Ring that bell to get notified on upcoming episodes and all that awesome stuff. If you'd like to send a donation to the show tonight, you can. There is a link in the description under this video, and you can send that via PayPal to aielvislive1@gmail.com, or you can just simply click the link in the description under this video on Facebook or YouTube, whichever is fine because it works either way. All right, let's check some of these comments and see who we have tuning in tonight. Okay, let's take off this banner. I've already seen some, and I've already hit the like button on a few. Let's scroll all the way up to the top. We have, hey, Nevan, That I think that might be your is that your mom? I think that might be your mom there. Hey, Nicole, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Pam from Alabama, how are you? Melissa's watching. Who else? We got Pamela Carter Myers. Hello. My buddy Ryan Collingwood is watching. What's happening, my friend? Penny from Ontario, Canada. Let's see. Phoebe is watching. Thank you so much. I'm glad you can make it as well. Let's see. Somebody else watching from Arkansas. Candace, thank you so much for tuning in. Conway, Arkansas. Let's see who else. Let's go through a few more here. We got Cindy all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. I threw Nevan's comment up earlier, but I'll throw it up again. He says, let's have some fun. So let's do it. Let's have some fun. My good buddy, I threw his comment up too. The reigning ultimate Elvis Tribute Artist champion, Taylor Rodriguez, is tuning in. What's happening, brother? Miss you, man. Look forward to seeing you soon. Let's see. Heather Marie, excited for the show. Thank you so much. We have Wanda Bagwell from Gray Court, South Carolina, which is literally almost a skip and a hop from here where I am. And let's see, I saw one more I was going to throw on the screen. Okay, y'all, these comments are going like crazy fast for me. Let's see. Thought we saw, okay, Stephanie, here it is. Stephanie Harper in England. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got folks watching from Oklahoma. We even got folks watching from California because my buddy Jacob Roman is watching. I was just talking to him like 10 minutes ago. What's up, Jacob, man? Thanks for tuning in. There was one more comment. Hey, Amber, we miss you too. Thanks for tuning in. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Continue to comment if you're just now tuning in. Let me know where you're watching from. Share, like, and comment on this video. I know I would appreciate it very, very much. Okay, what's been up with me? It comes to the time where it's time for What's Up with Austin. So what's been up with me? Man, one word, busy, in all caps, like busy. You know what I'm saying? Which is a good thing. I'm not complaining. You know, shows are picking up. So that's awesome. I think right now from now to the end of the year, well, from last weekend all the way to the end of the year, I have 3 weekends off, and they're like just the 3 major holidays. So that's a good thing. I'm not complaining. Busy is what I want to be. And so hopefully I'll see you guys somewhere along the way. So that's been what's up with me. Man, what else? Trying to take care of my family. My mom's been having a lot of health problems, and I know I probably said this last episode, but I'm gonna put a post on Facebook maybe sometime before Elvis week to kind of let everybody know what's been going on with her. Man, she's been going through a lot, and we're gonna try to put that out to share with all of y'all, because I've been receiving numerous messages over the past several weeks on how she's doing and what's going on with me, what shows I have coming up. And I apologize that I haven't got back to you guys as quick as I'll normally get back to you guys quick. So I'm sorry it's been kind of delayed, but it's been crazy around here between shows and taking care of her with doctor's appointments and everything. So I appreciate you guys for being patient with me and getting back to some comments on videos and posting videos. I've been very delayed, but you guys are patient, and that's why I love you, because you're patient, and I really appreciate it very, very much. So that's been what's up with me. I don't know how many of you have been, I'm this on the screen. I don't know how much of the screen it will cover. But my web series that I have, AIE TV, over on my other YouTube channel, Austin Irving Entertainment. I don't know how many of you guys have been following the AIE TV episodes, but man, I have so much fun doing those. And we got way behind, but now we're caught up. I think we're going to post another one tomorrow, and then we have another one should be coming out maybe next week. Probably during Elvis week. We're getting caught up. So I love doing that. So go check out AIE TV. I know you guys will enjoy it. It's great. It takes you guys behind the scenes on what I'm doing, whether I'm driving a car or in a plane or in a boat or whatever. So make sure you guys do. Nevan's down there like, So make sure you guys go and check that out. Okay, let's advertise a few things I have coming up, and then we're going to get our first guest on here. This weekend, I will be at the Big E Fest, which is in Clayton, Georgia. It is a Elvis festival that happens there, and I was a last-minute entry to the contest. I was not planning on going, so I just entered last week. So I will be there now. I'm super excited about it. My good buddy, Jacob Eder, And my other great friend, David Lee, who is the 2015 Ultimate Elvis Tribute Artist Champion, will be headlining this Elvis Festival. So I'm excited to see them and a lot of other guys that I haven't saw in a very, very long time. So it's going to be awesome. Big E Fest in Clayton, Georgia. Contest is Saturday. I will be there Saturday. I won't be able to go tomorrow. And the good thing is, it's just only like an hour and a half from my house, so I can go and come home. So that's like awesome, because over the past few weeks I've been traveling 5 or 8 hours, so I haven't been able to come home. But it's nothing like sleeping in your own bed, guys. You know what I'm talking about. So come see me at the Big E Fest. I would love to see you guys there and have your support. Elvis Week, man. Elvis Week is around the corner, literally. And I am so pumped. I know these three guys are pumped, and Elvis Week is going to be awesome. I think all of us that are on here tonight are going to be a part of the Images of the King contest in some sort of way, in some division. I think all of us are in all the different divisions. And so we're excited to be a part of that. So come see all of us there. We'll all be there. Nevan, Jake, Moses, and myself will be there. So come and support us. We'd really appreciate that very, very much. But not only that, man, I'm excited about this. Austin, Irving, and Friends in concert is happening on August the 12th. At the same venue where Image of the King contest is going to be. If you don't have your tickets for this, you need to get them because, hey, guess what? My buddy Moses Snow is going to be featured in the show with me. And you never know, man. It's called Austin and Friends. So you don't ever know who I might give a ring to and say, yo, come on stage and sing a song with me. You never know. So that's the whole point, to come, because you're going to get surprised for sure. But Moses is going to be joining me, and we're going to talk about that when I get him on a little bit about this show and what you guys are going to expect and why you need to come. And again, that's August the 12th at 9 p.m. That is Memphis time, Central Time Zone. And you can get your tickets at tributefestival.rocks. And it's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it. And another reason I'm excited about it, because if you love music, you're going to love this show, because you're going to hear Elvis. You're going to hear other stuff than Elvis. You're going to hear everything. I'm excited about that, to be able to have an opportunity in Memphis to not only do my tribute to Elvis, but get to express my talent, Austin and Me For Real stuff. So if you've never seen that, you're going to see it in Memphis at the Austin and Me Friends concert. So make sure you come and check us out and get your tickets. I would appreciate that very, very much. All right, what else we got here? Okay, what else we're going to talk about? Let's see. All right. Next thing on the list, like right after Elvis Week, I'm home like 3 days, and then we're on the road again, heading to Mount Airy, North Carolina, which is literally, if you know the Andy Griffith Show, you know Mount Airy, because Mount Airy is Mayberry. So I'm excited to be back there, man. I've been there before, and excited to be back at the L.H. Jones Auditorium in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Memories of a Legend, tribute to the King of Rock and Roll, Elvis Presley. You're going to hear all three eras, gospel music, everything. Spinouts Tribute Band will be backing me up all the way from Pennsylvania. So excited to have them back on board. Was just with them last weekend in Selma. Doors will open at 6:30 p.m. Showtime 7:30 p.m. Tickets in advance, $20. If you wait by them at the door, there is an upcharge that goes to $25. You can get your tickets right now at AustinIrvingentertainment.com. Again, that's AustinIrvingentertainment.com. So come see me there. The day after, and then the day after that show in Mount Airy, we're going to be in Pelzer, South Carolina at the Milltown Players. My first time there, August 21st, 22nd. I got a phone call today from the guy that's over the venue, and he said between both shows being put together, there's already over 1,000 people that is going to be in attendance for these shows. So get your tickets, because there are not many left. I think there's 30 left for Saturday and maybe 100 and something left for Sunday. So get your tickets. Come see me. Milltown Players, Pelzer, South Carolina. You don't want to miss it, because if you do, you're going to be sad. I'm telling you. It's going to be the saddest thing ever if you miss it. No. So I'm excited about that. Also, pressing forward, the next weekend after that, I don't think I have the flyer on here. I think I forgot it. I'm pretty sure I did. August the 28th, I will be in Valdosta, Georgia at the Mathis City Auditorium. It's a show that I do every year. I've been doing it since 2012. It's to help to raise money for Actos, which is an Alzheimer's care giving facility. And super excited to be back at that. That's August 28th in Valdosta, Georgia. Tickets are on sale now for that. Selma, North Carolina, man, we were there last weekend. We'll be back in October 16th. with my Rockin' the Night Away musical variety show. So get your tickets for that as well. I know this is a lot to probably comprehend, but while I got a minute, I'm throwing it at you guys. So that's the whole thing about live stream, man. You can replay this 20 times and hear the same thing. So there you go. All right. Let's see. Last show here I want to mention. Let's see. October 22nd, the final Austin Irving for Real tour day for this year, happening in Elberton, Georgia at the Elberton Arts Center. You can get your tickets right now. They're on sale, $20 in advance, $25 at the door. AustinIrvingEntertainment.com to get all your tickets to all of my shows that I produce. So you can get your tickets for that and come be in Elberton, Georgia. I appreciate that very, very much. I don't know if Taylor's still watching, but I do want to plug this while he is on here. Lynchburg, Virginia's Tribute to the King Festival is an event that Taylor is putting on. TMJR Productions. It is going to be awesome. I'm excited about it. Happy and privileged and honored to be a part. It is happening in Lynchburg, Virginia, September the 9th through the 12th, 2021. I'm pretty sure tickets are still available. Taylor, if you're watching, maybe you can add the link to get your tickets for this. I don't know if you're still watching or not, but it's tmjrproductions.com. Get your tickets for that and come see myself, Taylor, and many others there in Lynchburg. Last but not the least, the Austin Irving Fan Retreat is happening again in 2022, man. This is something that we had a blast with last year. It's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, 5-star award-winning Holiday Inn Express and Suites. There in Pigeon Forge, and packages are on sale now. VIP sold out. General still available, $140 per person. You can get more information at AustinIrvingEntertainment.com as far as hotel and all that stuff. Myself, David Lee, Travis Powell, Michael Chambliss, Riley Jenkins, Jacob Roman, Matt Cordell, and Samantha Chambliss will be there. So you don't want to miss that either. All right. I think that might be all I need to mention at this moment. It's time for birthdays, y'all. It's time for birthdays, man. Let's do some happy birthdays. Why not? Let's see. Hold a minute. Let me check some of these comments. Hey, Stephanie, man, I would love to come to England. Just give me a phone call. I'm telling you, I'd love to come to England. My uncle is watching. Hello to him. Cassidy is watching. Man, comments are going crazy. Thank you guys for that. All right, this week's What's Up with Austin birthdays. We have Brenda Moss Clifton. I believe her birthday is today. And Janice Myers. I don't know if either of you are watching, but happy birthday to you both. This week's famous birthdays, actors Dylan and Cole Sprouse. You probably know them from Disney Channel with Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Sweet Life on Deck, and whatever they're in now because I don't know. But Dylan and Cole Sprouse birthday, baseball player Roger Clemens and NASCAR driver Jeff Gordon. All their birthdays are today, so give it up for all of them. Give them a shout out. Happy birthday. I know they appreciate it very, very much. If you love your birthday mentioned on the show, I can announce it for you. All you need to do is submit it and message me on the Austin Irving Entertainer like page. That is all you need to do. All right. Before I bring on my first guest, I just got a note that I needed to Riverdale. Thank you, Amber. Yes. One of them plays on Riverdale. That's what I can't remember. Thank you. I appreciate it. Last thing I want to mention, I just got a reminder to mention this. Something that a lot of you have been waiting for, man. I have been waiting for this. I'm excited about this new project. It is my brand new EP called We Will Rise. It is going on sale this Monday, August the 9th, and you can buy your copy, your hard copy, at AustinIrvingEntertainment.com on my online store. You can buy your copy there. This is all original songs written by my uncle, Mr. Tim McLean, who is watching this right now. And that what you're looking at is the cover of the new EP, and it is called We Will Rise. I'm excited about this. It's all gospel related, and all the songs are really meaningful, and you guys need to get your copy and listen to it. They go on sale Monday, August the 9th on AustinIrvingEntertainment.com online store. So make sure you remember that and buy your copy of my EP, We Will Rise. I know you will enjoy it 100%. Okay, I'm going to hush now, because it's time for somebody else to talk, not me. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring on my buddy that the crazy thing is Moses and I we've seen each other in person. We've known each other for quite some time, but Nevan and Jake, I have never met in person, just through Facebook. and actually just by meeting them virtually like I just did right now. But I'm excited. I'll see them both in person next week. But Jake Baliff, did I say that right? Shake your head, yes or no. Did I say it right? Haha, thumbs up. So I did good. Nevan's, I'm probably not going to do so good, but I'll try. Anyway, this young guy, man, I don't know much about him, but that's why I got him on the show. We're going to learn a lot more about him. I do know he is from Oregon. Is that right? You're from Oregon, and excited to have him on the show. So without further ado, put some hearts and likes on the screen for Jake Baliff. What's happening, my friend?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm good now. I look, I went through that as fast as I could. I should be an auctioneer.
Yep.
But I don't know if I could stick with it. I don't know. So, man, what's been up with you? I mean, how's life been with all this craziness going on in the world?
Well, I guess you say I've just been kind of relaxing, kind of just finishing school. I finished my freshman high school, so I'm going into my sophomore year. And just been kind of with this time off, I've been, I guess you'd say, studying and kind of practicing. And I don't know, just been kind of just watching Elvis and just kind of been lazy. And yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being lazy, man. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, man. Well, let's jump into this, man. I'm excited to get to know some more about you. So, number one question, man, you know what's coming. So, how did you get into Elvis, and what made you want to become an Elvis tribute artist? What's the story?
Might be a long story, but I'll try to get it down as much.
Hey, man, I got all the time in the world.
My grandpa was a huge Elvis fan, and he was really into Elvis. He saw Elvis twice in concert, and he was a big Elvis fan. And when I was little, I think I was like 2 or 3 years old, me and my grandpa were always into cars, and he 51 Ford. And one time when I was in the back seat, when I was little, he was playing Elvis music, and he saw that I kind of started jumping up to it a little bit. So he just kept playing it, and it kind of just, I guess, got, stuck in my mind and stuff. And then I was like looking at pictures, and I was like, man, that guy had the coolest hair, it was like the coolest. And just the way his style was, and his music was fantastic. And especially the early 50s stuff is what I kind of got into first and stuff. And then the first thing that I did when I kind of decided I want to be a tribute artist is I looked it up, and it turns out I found out there was something called Elvis impersonator. Now, not tribute artist, but I heard impersonator, and I was like,
right.
That sounds kind of weird. So then I heard about Elvis tribute artists, and I was like, oh. And so I saw that, and I thought, whoa, you can actually perform as Elvis on stage. And I was like blown away. And I was like, I think 10. And so I just started kind of, I guess, growing out my hair, because I'm actually natural blonde. So my hair looked this way. And so, and it was really short. And I just started growing it out, and I would wear like a t-shirt and jeans. And I would have like this fake microphone, which is actually a vacuum cleaner hose. So, and I'd stand on my grandparents in their house. They had like a coffee table. But I'd stand up there and I'd do like a half-hour show, and I recorded a cassette tape. I think it's still over there, but that's kind of how I got into like the tribute artists. Then that was kind of at first, and then I found out that that I had some people say that I kind of look like Elvis, so I was like, wow, this is something that I kind of want to do, and it's just fun to do, and
Right. Hey, man, somebody tells you favor Elvis, man, that's a good compliment. He's a nice looking fella. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, man. So, where was your first performance as an Elvis tribute artist? Can you tell us that story?
It was in my grandparents' backyard. I guess you call this a performance, but they put out flyers around the neighborhood. It was like a free show. It was like the day before 4th of July, so it was kind of like some of the neighbors came down and stuff, and it was so crazy because my grandpa was a gospel singer in his church and everything, and he had a real low voice, so I guess inherited some of the music aspect of it. And so he had this cassette tape player recorder that was like half cassette recorder, half speaker. It was like this big, and I hooked in like a microphone, and I got everything ready, and I just started doing songs, and people were like, man, you sound good, even though I sounded kind of like a goat. But, and so I was like, man, and then that's like kind of when I first performed in front of like a bunch of people. I was like, I think 11. And I was like, wow, this is fun. I enjoy it. So I was like, I think I'm gonna continue this. And then after that, I kind of started buying more of the clothes and stuff, and kind of figuring out how to do the hair and everything. So it was all just like a long process.
Right. Man, that's cool, man. That is cool. So, double question. When and where was your first ETA contest you competed in? And what was that experience like for you?
Actually, Memphis is going to be my first contest.
No joke. Okay. Okay. That is cool. Now, is that something you just wanted to do or something that your parents might have said maybe you should try or?
Well, what actually happened is I was just like, I was trying to figure out what contest to enter. And I was watching, like, when I was going to enter a contest when I was 13, but I decided not to because I was like, well, I just want to, practice more. I don't, and stuff and everything, and
Right.
kind of just downright and everything. And it kind of took like last year. I kind of just took a whole year to kind of just focus on that, especially with all the stuff going on, and just kind of focus and kind of, I guess you'd say, more prepare to actually, because I thought if I'm paying tribute to the greatest entertainer, I want to get it as close as I can. I want to go up there and make a fool out of me and make a fool out of Elvis. So I was kind of like, a little bit. So I kind of just, I guess you'd say, just got prepared and everything. So yeah, now I think I'm ready to go at it. So.
That's cool, man. Well, hey, congratulations that this is your first contest. I'll have to get you back on the show sometime and ask you your experience, what you thought about it.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That'd be cool. Well, hey, man, you just go out there, give it your best, represent Elvis to the best. And as long as you know you did your best, that's all that matters, man.
Yep.
That's it. So here's a question I know I get a lot, and I know probably these other, two do, and you might as well. But anytime I do an interview, like I actually did one earlier today, and the question was brought up is, what's your favorite Elvis song? That was the first one. And then the second question is what Elvis song do you think people want to hear when they come to your shows?
Well, my favorite Elvis song, I actually got three, and they're kind of tied. I like Just Pretend because it tells a beautiful story, and everything is like, it's like the most put together Elvis song like I've ever heard, and it's like everything is like, it sounds like it's just it's hard to describe. It's just so good and everything. And then I like Don't Be Cruel because that's just one of the first songs I heard. And then Stand By Me because it's a beautiful gospel song and I really do enjoy it. And I'm a big fan of his gospel stuff. But there's a song for every mood, it seems. So
That's
that's
right.
what it's all about. And but on stage, I guess you'd say, I mean, there's some people that are like, they're Elvis fans, but they're not like, they don't know like 10 songs. They only know like Jailhouse Rock, Do Hound Dog, Sing Can I Fall in Love. But a lot of the time, I get a lot of requests for Jailhouse Rock and stuff like that. But I feel like my favorite song to do on stage is like Don't Be Cruel and just kind of like the early 50s stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's 100% correct about, you got Elvis fans that are like die hard, they know exactly kind of what we know. And, you could get up there and sing the flip side of Burning Love, which is It's a Matter of Time. And they'll sing it with you. And then you got some that's out there is like, did he sing this song? Did he sing this song? But, Jailhouse, normally, the audience members and everybody that's watching right now, they're all Elvis fans, and I'm pretty sure they'll agree with me on this. But you're always going to hear the Jailhouse Rocks, the Hound Dogs. That was his hits, man. That's what he was. Really got him to where he was. That's All Right, Mama, and his gospel. How great thou art, He Touched Me. So I always love singing those songs. But man, it's always awesome to be able to flip the side of the record and hear that other side. It's really cool to do a little something that's different. Danny Boy. I mean, that's a great song that Elvis did. It's funny you mentioned about your favorite song about the mood that you're in. The interview I did this morning, my exact words was, man, it changes every day because it depends the mood I'm in. And today at 1:00 today when I was doing the interview, it was You Don't Know Me from Clambake. That was, it's just been in my head. So I feel like that's what's with me right now. Now tomorrow it could be Just Pretend or Jailhouse Rock. Who knows? But it's funny you said mood because that just struck onto me because I was like, I just said that same thing, so I'm not the only one. So I'm anxious to know this answer. Who was the first Elvis tribute artist that you saw perform, maybe in person or either online, or you maybe can answer that both ways?
Well, the first Elvis tribute artist that I discovered was Cody Slaughter. I watched him on a YouTube video. It was like because around the same time that I discovered Elvis was the same time he was like on the David Letterman show. So I watched him on the David Letterman show, and I was like, "Wow, this guy's man, he's cool." And then
Oh,
that's
yeah.
when I started meeting all these guys. I'm like, "Whoa!" Because I thought at first there was like only one guy, and then I saw, and then I looked it up. I'm like, just for curious, I was just bored one day. I looked it up. There's like over 80,000. And I was like, wait, what? So I was like, that's, it's, but that's kind of like, I watched Cody Slaughter and it was like, you know, good grief. It's like watching Elvis. And I thought, can I really do that too? Like, can I? And people say, man, he looks like Elvis. Like, and I thought, wow, that would be awesome. So I kind of just followed that.
Yeah, man. And it's funny. It's funny you mentioned Cody Slaughter. I think he is one of the Elvis tribute artists that a lot of guys admire, along with Bill Cherry, Dean Z, David Lee. There's a lot that you can name. But Cody Slaughter, I met Cody when he was just fixing to turn 18, and I was rounding 13. And he was working at the Tennessee Shindig in Pigeon Forge. And man, he gave me a lot of pointers on things I needed to do, things I need to correct on. But the most nervous thing was I actually got on stage with him. They pulled me up, and I'm like, I'm 13, man. I can't sing like this dude. I mean, what? I was a short, little, chunky kid. I can't. No, at home maybe, not here. But he's a great guy all around. I mean, we're still friends to this day. But he's a great one to look up to for sure. So that's a great answer. Moving forward, what has surprised you most about being an Elvis tribute artist and being a part of the Elvis world? What surprised you most about it?
The Elvis world, it surprised me because, growing up, with my grandpa being like a lot in my life and stuff with Elvis, I just thought that it was like him and a bunch of old folks that like Elvis. I thought, am I the young kid that likes Elvis? But then I got Facebook and stuff, and I'm like, good grief. I mean, there's like kids that are younger than me that like Elvis, and I'm like,
Yep.
whoa. It was almost like, I mean, all these people that I've met from all over the world. I mean, places I've never been. I've never been out of the United States, but I've, in the United States, but I haven't been out. And I met all these people that are like from, you know, Mexico, Canada, the UK, all this stuff. And I'm like, it was crazy because it's like he's everywhere. It's like the Elvis world is so big and everybody's so nice, and it's like one big old family.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I know we're going to take questions from the viewers later, but there's one that popped up here. I want to go ahead and throw on the screen because it's specifically to you. Sandy says, Austin, how old is this young man? So tell everybody how old you are.
Well, I'm 15 years old, and I turned 16 in about 3 months.
3 months. 15. Now, y'all can't tell me the Elvis generation and the Elvis world is not in good hands. I mean, come on, man. I mean, really. When I decide to retire, he's still going to be doing it full throttle. So, round of applause for you, man. That's awesome. So, Elvis Week's around the corner. I know you're pumped and excited, just like we all are. Now, is this going to be your first ever Elvis Week, period?
Well, I went last year, but I didn't go during Elvis Week. I went in June. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so your first Elvis Week was...
No, I haven't been. I went to Graceland in June of last year.
Okay, gotcha. So this is your like first physical full-blown Elvis week.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So that's gonna be cool. I bet you are super pumped about that.
Yeah, for sure.
So while you're there, you're gonna be competing. Are you gonna be doing any shows anywhere, or are you just kind of gonna relax and enjoy Elvis?
Well, I think when we get down there, I think we're going to Cody's show, and then I think your show because we get down there on the 12th, and then doing the contest. I think on the 13th, and then if I make it to the second round, it'd be the 14th. And then we're also just kind of going to be around, just walking around. And also Brad Mitchell and Michael Culliper are going to be at the Rock and Roll Cafe. So we're thinking about going down there and stuff and just having fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. Here's a question. When you perform on stage, I probably already know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. When you perform on stage, do you specifically do the 50s era, or do you do a little bit of all of it, or do you have a preference?
Well, I like to do most of the 50s stuff, just because I think everybody has a certain decade that they're most comfortable in, and I think that's fine. I do like to dabble into the 70s stuff though, but not like the full jumpsuit just yet. I don't think I'm ready for it. But I do like the stuff that he didn't do on stage in the 70s, like the 74, 75, 76 like songs.
Right.
And that would that stuff I kind of dabble on a little bit, but I really do like the 50s stuff, and especially a lot of stuff. Like I like doing gospel shows because, the one thing that I respect most about Elvis is how he kept his faith in God. Because I'm strong with my faith in God, and he was too. Even though how famous he got, he still still gave credit to the Lord above, because without the Lord, there would be no Elvis. So, and he that's one thing that I really respected about him.
That's right, man. Hey, that's well said, man. You 100%. You keep your faith and you press forward, man. Future's always going to be bright for you, man. I've always known that. And it's funny you mentioned about was it your grandpa you said that was in with the gospel music?
Yeah.
My grandfather is a retired pastor. And my mom and my uncle, when I was talking about that CD a while ago that wrote those songs, they've sang in gospel groups their entire lives and wrote gospel songs. So we have something very in common right there. So that's really cool. That's cool. All right, final question for you. I told you guys before the interview started that I always like to throw in a question that might try to throw you off a little bit, or maybe let the viewers know something that they may not know about you. So, in your opinion, I said a while ago I was going to ask somebody a question about the future.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it at you. All right, here we go. Describe a future that you think that is specifically designed for you.
Well, I really don't know what the future's like. That's kind of in God. Yeah, but what I kind of want it to turn out to be is, I'm thinking about just continuing this on as far as I can, and doing it until I'm too old to get up there. And also, I'm into cars, so I'm thinking about opening up my own body shop, and moving down south a little bit and kind of get where the action is and everything, and get married and have kids.
Hey, man. Can't complain with all that. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, so Facebook is Jake Baliff. Do you have a website or anything where they can find upcoming shows or anything? Share that with all the viewers.
I have a page called Jake Baliff is Elvis, and then on my actually go to my website.
Okay. All right. So y'all go follow him on Facebook. There it is, right? Whichever side it's on, down there somewhere. And go ask him to be friends on Facebook. Come support him in Memphis. This is his first time there. Man, look, I'm excited to see you and meet you in person. We're going to have some fun. We'll hang out, man, and have a good time. Thanks for coming on the show. Don't leave just yet, because I'm going to get you back on a little later on until the end of the show. Jake Baliff, ladies and gentlemen, put some hearts and likes on the screens for him. Thanks again, man.
Thank you, man.
Yep. All right. Put some hearts and likes on the screen for him, and make sure you go and follow him right there on Facebook. I know he'd appreciate it very, very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it come time right now where it is time for, and wait a minute. I'm anxious. I want to get these three guys' answers on this too, because we were talking about movies earlier, and we're gonna see. But it's time for the question.
The question of the day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the question of the day. There it is right there. What's the funniest movie you've ever seen? Ooh, Nevan's already thinking. He's already thinking. He's thinking hard. What's the funniest movie you have ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Go ahead right now. Start commenting your answers to the question of the day. We're going to do a commercial break. We'll reveal the answers, and then we're going to get our second guest on here to chat with you guys. Don't change that channel. We'll be back in a flash. Hey everybody, Elvis Week is almost here and I'm super excited. We didn't get to do Elvis Week last year and I'm so excited to be able to say we're doing it this year. I'm super excited. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I want to tell you guys about a show that I'm doing during Elvis Week at the Clarion Hotel and Conference Center, formerly known as the Holiday Inn Express Memphis Airport Hotel, right there on Democrat Road, right near the airport. It is called Austin Irving and Friends in Concert. It is happening August the 12th at 9 p.m. It is going to be an awesome night. I am super excited. Big shout out to Tribute Festivals for allowing me to do this show. My good buddy Moses Snow is going to be featured in the show as well. You can get your tickets at tributefestival.rocks. Again, that's tributefestivals.rocks. This event is going to be awesome. I am super excited and can't wait. And the event is held again at the Clarion Hotel and Conference Center, which is formerly known as the Holiday Inn Express Memphis Airport Hotel, right near the airport. It's also the same venue where the Images of the King contest is going to be happening, which I'm a part of that as well. So come out and support me for that also. But get your tickets now and come see Austin Irving and Friends in concert, because you know what? You never know who I might bring up on stage with me, so that's why you guys need to come. Again, visit tributefestival.rocks. Get your tickets today for Austin Irving Friends in Concert, August the 12th, 9 p.m. I will see you guys there. Take care. All right, everybody, we are back. The question of the day, in case you missed it, it's what's the funniest movie you have ever seen? I've already seen some comments coming through. Let's get to a few of them while we have a minute. Let's see. All right. Logan Ramey, Bubba Hotep. Am I saying that right? Is that right? I'm not sure if I'm saying that wrong, but if I am, Logan, I'm sorry. Great answer, man. Stephanie says Pink Panther. Absolutely. Nicole says Step Brothers. Awesome answer. Alan Wright says Ernest Goes to Jail. Penny says Home Alone. Man, you can't go wrong with Home Alone. Candy. Oh, Candy. You're like my best friend right now. Medea movies. Yes. Medea. Yes. Can't go wrong with Medea, man. I'm telling you. What else? Heather says Dumb and Dumber. Let's see. What else? I think somebody put The Hangover. Great. Somebody said Ace Ventura. What else? I thought I might have missed. Groundhog's Day. Awesome. Keep putting the answers for the question of the day, man. That's awesome. Thank y'all so much. Okay, my answer. Are you ready for mine? Now I'll get these three guys. I'll get their answers when I have them all on here at the end. My answer. Okay, I have three. All the Medea movies, man. Medea and the plays. Tyler Perry is just like bow down. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Nevan's giving a round of applause. See, Medea's just great. I love it. Father's Day. It's a movie from the 90s with Billy Crystal, I think that's his name, and Robin Williams. Robin Williams is like the king of comedy. I mean, come on. That's a great movie. It's hilarious. And Playing with Fire, which is a recent movie with John Cena in it. I think it's hysterical. It's hilarious. I love it. It's literally like my favorite movie of the century. Like, no joke. Well, it doesn't beat the Hunger Games, because the Hunger Games series is like my favorite movies out of anything. Sorry. I've had that conversation with a lot of people lately. A lot of people didn't like that movie, but I love it. Anyway, Playing with Fire, Father's Day, and Medea. So all those would be great. Great answers, guys. Thank you all so much for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, he has been waiting very patiently, and I'm so excited to have him on here. We have never met in person either, but happy to have him on the show. I just actually physically saw him face to face a while ago, but that's still not in person, but it's close. But I feel like I've known Nevan for ever. I mean, I just feel like I've known him forever. He's just got that personality about himself, and I'm so excited to see him in Memphis. So without further ado, okay, I don't want him to kill me, so I'm going to try to pronounce his last name right. Drum roll, somebody, drum roll. Nevan Castaneda. Did I say it right? Close. Yes, I did. I did say it right. Haha, I've got a thumbs up. All right, let's get him on the screen right now. So was I close?
I was on mute.
Oh, we're on mute.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, man, you got it.
Castaneda. Haha,
right.
got it. Yeah.
Austin was good. You'd be surprised how long it takes some people, man. Again, it just
Really?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. It's a I've heard anything from quesadilla to Casanova, you name it, man. It's been
Moses Moses called somebody a quesadilla while ago. I'm just kidding.
Did he? Mm-hmm.
He's laughing. He's like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Man, so what's been up, man? What's been going on with you since all this has been going on?
It's been a crazy year. It's crazy to think that it's been over a year since this madness started. It was like March, right? Since everything in the world decided to shut down. But it was actually on my birthday, funny enough, when COVID started to go on. But and it's weird, as many doors that have been closed this past year, I feel like there's been tons that have opened, which has been an amazing thing. There's always the thing, you always have to balance it out. There's always a balance in life. And for me, that's exactly what happened. I got to spend more time with my family, which, depending on who you ask, was a good or bad thing. I got to I got to go to Bible study, which I've never done in my life. And that was something that I was always interested in. And I found that that's a really special part of my life now. So that's been great. And getting to connect to people on that level is awesome. And then getting to practice. And we've been pretty busy, even in and of itself. Me and my family have been fortunate enough to be able to travel, to be in good health. And, not everybody's had that opportunity. So just really enjoying it and hanging out. And if you can do it, if we can do it, then we'll do it, man. We're just going to get out. Yeah, just have fun.
All right. Before I go into your questions,
yes,
I gotta throw this comment up there.
Okay. Woo! Yeah, you have shaved. Good job. I need to shave again. Actually, Candy, the lighting is helping me here right now. I did.
Me too, man. I need to.
I did though, but yes, thank you, Candy. That's it. All right, that's all she's on for now. She's leaving. Why did I know she's
leaving? She's leaving. Okay.
Yes. I love you, Candy. I love you.
All right. Let's hop into this, man. So how did you get into Elvis? What made you want to become an ETA? Give us the story.
Yeah, man. So it's funny. I always say it's interesting. I started my Elvis journey at the end because I was on YouTube one day. And again, the magic of the internet is all these concerts. They're all there. Whatever it is, you can look it up and you'll find it. And I was scrolling through YouTube, and the little the autoplay feature that picks whatever video it wants to for you. So that's what happened. And I think I was probably watching Michael Jackson or somebody at the time back then. Right. And then the CBS special came up. That's what ended up playing. And I had no idea who Elvis was, no idea who this guy was. So I was thinking, okay, I'm going to click off in a few minutes. I'm going to click off. Okay, he's pretty good. So then I sat there and started watching, and it was crazy because instantly I knew when he walked on stage. I already started to get the idea because, they have the fan interviews, they have the Elvis in concert, and they show all the things across the country that they took footage of. And so I already knew there was something with this guy. But then when the lights came down and I saw him coming backstage, and then I saw him get up there in just this sea of flashbulbs, I was like, who is this guy coming out here in this studded jumpsuit, this big old chest hair hanging out and sideburns? I was like, there's something about this guy. And I immediately recognized that just the crowd was just locked on him. Yeah. And especially back then in that time period, before phones, before Snap or whatever it was, you had to be a good showman. So if you got their attention and you held it, then you were somebody. Yep. And I immediately recognized that when I saw him come on there, and I just kept watching him. And I already liked him, but I became a fan when I heard how great they were. When I first heard that on the CBS special. And, you know, as many versions as Elvis did, I don't think there's quite as an emotional version as that last show personally for me, just at the point he was in his life and a lot of things that had been lost. A lot of people say it's just when Elvis sang gospel, it wasn't about any of the things that was happening in the background. It was just about Elvis, the song, and about his relationship with God. And that was such a powerful thing for me. So I immediately got up, ran to the living room like a little 6-year-old, and I was like, Mom, have you heard of this guy named Elvis Presley? And she's like, yes, I'm alive, son. I'm on planet Earth. I've heard of Elvis Presley. I was like, well, you sure you heard of it? I don't know if this is the same guy. I got to show you. So then she's like, okay. So then she sits down her phone, and then I sit down and show her some videos. Yeah. And she's like, well, why are you watching him in his later years? And of course, because I had no idea about this big, extensive career. This was my first impression. So I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, you know, he has movies and stuff too, right? He was like, he has movies? And she's like, yeah, he's got like 30 of them. I said, okay, grab the popcorn, grab the remote. We're not moving an inch all day. And that's exactly what we did, man. We sat there, we watched all the movies, and I became a fan in just this one of a kind. That was Elvis Presley.
That's cool, man. That's an awesome story. So where were you?
Yes.
When you did your first performance, when was it? And describe what kind of your feeling was before, during, and after.
Yeah, well, it was funny because I kind of had an idea of the Elvis world, but again, I hadn't actually been to places like Elvis Week or any festivals, so I didn't really get a feel for it yet. I think I'm trying to think back, man. Again, you know, your memory, this starts to happen. But
yeah, we had that conversation.
Yeah, man, that's right. I know. But I want to say it was like 2018. I think it was October. I think it was Halloween of 2018, 20 something like that. And I remember I'd gotten this jumpsuit off of Amazon. You know, I got this wig, and it was the Aloha jumpsuit and the scarf and all that. And I was going to be Elvis for Halloween. I was like, I guarantee you no one on the block's going to do this. And I was like, Mom, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out there and give a show out there on the driveway. She said, you sure? I said, yes, I am. So I went out there. I did a show. I sang through songs without having known all the words and this and that. And it was, you know, shaking my little leg. And I didn't know that at the time that's what I was going to do. I had braces. It was tough. But yeah, so I think that's the first time I performed. But the first time I think I really connected and understood that this was different than any other passion or interest that I'd had before was probably when I saw Joseph Hall. That was my first DAT. That was really my ticket and again, I was just looking up Elvis shows. You know, I had no idea of, you know, the Dean Z's, the Sean Clushes of the Elvis world. All I knew was that there was this guy that's traveling around doing this. And I was like, Mom, we are going. I was like, I don't care if it's a school night, we're going to do it. And so we went down to Colorado Springs where he was coming down 2018, I want to say it was. And I saw him on stage, and then immediately just when he came on and just the crowd reaction and all that, and it felt like the video. It felt like I was watching that video again. I was like, wow. I was like, just to see that passion there. And then again, just like Jake talked about earlier, one of the most powerful things about it is you can look around the entire auditorium and you will not see one particular age group. And no matter what it is, Elvis means something different to each age, which was amazing. Whether it was a little kid just discovering it, somebody who saw him in person, or, you know, somebody that had lost connection with it, that spark was just lit. And immediately, you know, I sat down and I talked to him. And from there, I was just like, this is something that I can really get behind. And that, you know, it was sort of one of those things that, you know, if you know, kind of like thing that I wanted to do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that is cool. So is Memphis going to be your first contest too?
Actually, Tupelo, just recently.
Okay, Tupelo was. That's
yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that was your first contest. So what was that experience like for you? Being able to do, especially in Tupelo, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what a place to start. Exactly. And you know, it's funny because I've been performing for about 7 years, but this was a whole new level of nervous for me. I don't know why. Just when I went up to the competition, but you know, if you're not nervous, you're not doing it right, is what I say. You know, it's if you care about it and your whole heart's in it, you're never going to be fully comfortable.
That's right.
Just like Elvis was, you know, he could sing Hound Dog a million times and he'd still be shaking around there.
Yep.
But so it was just, you know, it was a really exciting and big kind of sponge experience to where you just soak it all in. really, going to the festival. And what was really cool about it too was leading up to the actual competition itself. There was a workshop. There was a workshop that a bunch of the guys did. Cody, Dean, and Taylor. They did a full Elvis workshop, and we just sat down, just tribute artist to tribute artist, and just talking about different aspects of his life and what went into the moves and what was behind the songs he was singing, and just really dissecting who Elvis was, as a performer and as a person, kind of getting us into the groove of the competition. So by the time we got to sitting back there backstage and, them calling up Aurora, Colorado, I was like, okay, all right, I think I'm ready to go. So then, once the second, like you said, it's one of those, you feel unsteady, even though you've practiced as much as you can. You're like, I'm not sure. And then once you hit the stage, it's like a switch, man. And then it's just, you're off. Your
adrenaline kicks in and it's off to the races, man. And look, that is well said. For someone your age to say that makes me feel good, because I've always looked at it that way, man. If you're not nervous before you go out, you don't care or love what you're doing. That's right.
It's always that fear. It's always that fear of not living up to an expectation, and again, it shows you that's not out of anybody's reach. Again, Elvis, the king of rock and roll, the guy that had nothing to prove. Even in the CBS special, the first time I watched him, he was sitting back there pacing back and forth and praying. And, it was one of those things that I think that's, like you said, that's always important to keep intact, because that keeps you on your toes a little bit and makes people understand. People know whether you mean what you're doing or not, as as a performer. So it's always important to do that.
In a contest, the nerves are 10,000 times worse.
Yes, because it's not your show. And it's not, you're comfortable and you can do whatever you want. You can have snot coming out your nose. People won't care. No, you're up there and you have not only that, man, but it was Bill Cherry was the judge actually for Tupelo too. So not only was this my first competition, but you have Bill Cherry standing right there, who I'm sure you feel the same, is the epitome for me of capturing the 70s Elvis energy.
Oh, yeah.
He just has it, man, from the little walk to the little smirks and all that. It's amazing. He puts so much work into his craft. And so but it also made me feel comfortable at the same time. It was a nervousness having him there, but it was also great because I knew that, with judges, it's a gamble. And with Bill Cherry standing there, I knew this is a guy who knows Elvis.
Yeah.
This is a guy who knows what he's talking about. And as you know, as many competitions you've been in, sometimes you never know. You never know what background's going to come in. So I knew regardless of what happened at the end of the day, I knew that I could do the best job I could, and that I got to perform in front of a guy who recognized that he has the same feeling that I do. And I felt comfortable with that.
Yeah. That's good, man. That is good. So I'm very anxious to hear your answer on this, but what fascinates you about Elvis's life and career? What is it for you that fascinates you about it?
Gosh, man, so many things. I think it's just, again, it's kind of funny. You think about the interview he did at Madison Square of that famous quote of, it's how close is the image to the man? And, it's very hard to live up to an image. And, he was always, as many interviews as he didn't do, he wasn't very in the public eye in that sort of sense. As far as in front of the camera, there was always a mystery about him, which was smart, I think, in many instances. But he was very good about expressing himself. He was a guy that was very emotionally in touch. And, that translated on and off stage. You hear stories from guys like Larry Geller, who, who sat there and talked about those spiritual things with him. He was just, the amazing part for me is he was always a guy that kept learning. He kept reinventing himself. And it didn't matter who you were. He would sit there and talk to you because he recognized that each new person is a new point of view and a new opportunity to better yourself. And, he was never a guy to shy away from that to try to improve himself. And so just hearing the stories about, really more than anything, just him as a person, and just, it's all the same. Everybody there's a very consistent pattern as far as people who have gotten to either see Elvis or personally talk to him. And I think that speaks volumes as far as his character as a performer and as a human being.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well said, man. Well said. So before we go any further, I know somebody's probably going to ask this eventually, but I know they asked Jake your age. How old are you?
I'm 17 years old. Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
17.
That's right, man. I'm be on Medicare before you know it. Oh.
That's what we were talking about earlier. I was like, you know what, man? I'm like, hey, I might be 25, but this brain is like
Right.
way older than that.
Right.
Man.
I know, man. Yeah. I got a
Um,
Yoda brain up here.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. So you mentioned a while ago, and I kind of want to touch base on it a little bit more, but I think you said the first Elvis tribute artist that you saw perform was Joseph Hall. Was that right?
Yes, that's right.
That was right. Do you remember where?
Yeah, it was in Colorado Springs. We just actually saw him recently. It was in Colorado Springs at the Stargazers Theater. That's where we got to see him.
Right.
Yeah, and we were right in front row, man. So right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now by seeing how, let me rephrase that. I got two questions in one. How old were you when you saw Joseph?
I believe I was about 14, either 14 or 13 years old. Yeah.
Okay. Did anything by seeing another guy go on stage and perform Elvis's music as a tribute artist of a guy that you consider a hero, did he have any influence on you to try to become better at your craft, to become an Elvis tribute artist? And
absolutely. You know, because again, it was one of those things, the first thing you absorb, just everything. That was the thing with the CBS. And then with seeing Joe, you know, really seeing how he articulated and organized his show, you know, that was one of those things that, you know, each entertainer is different. And seeing how he did it really was an eye opener as far as how he was his own performer, but he also put the influence of Elvis and kind of meshed that together. And the main thing, again, like you said, there's that fine line between impersonator and tribute artist. And I always say, this is whenever people ask questions like, you know, what do you think of other impersonators or, you know, what have you? I always say there's a lot of impersonators. There's not a lot of tribute artists because it's a big, big world. But, you know, the guys who really do it right are the ones that get up there and recognize that behind the clothes, behind the rings, behind the makeup, it's about him.
That's right.
And that's the most important thing. And that's what he said. You know, there was no I in that show. It was about, you know, this is for Elvis. The first thing he starts his show and ends with is, I'm just a fan. Whether I'm on or off stage, I'm a fan of Elvis Presley. And that's what makes this a true tribute. And I really took that. I really definitely took that to heart.
And that's the way you should always look at it.
Yeah.
Always. For anybody. I mean, even, you know, guys that are younger than you you know, that's something they should always remember. You know, study Elvis, watch him, not us.
Exactly.
Study Elvis, you know, and watch him. Remember it's about him, you know.
And it seems like a simple thing, like a simple principle, but it's so easy to get away from that, you know.
Very much.
In the world of shows and, you know, guys like me, you getting to talk and hang out and all that, you know, it's hard not to adopt certain things that other guys do when you're around people long enough, you know. But again, I look at it this way, as far as me and my mom talk about this all the time, you know, what it really means. And if you're watching Elvis, but then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, look at the way Dean Z did this. And you're watching Dean. And then you watch Cody, and then you watch you, or you watch somebody else. You're getting a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. You're getting further and further away from Elvis. And that's the thing you have to remember is we all started with the same guy.
Yeah.
So that's what we should keep going with. Yeah.
That's right. Well said, man. That's right. So Elvis Week's around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, we're so pumped. We're so excited. So is this your first Elvis Week?
It's my second.
Second.
I don't know why I put 4. Second.
Okay. When was your first Elvis Week? And during your first Elvis Week, do you have a favorite memory of that Elvis Week?
Oh, gosh, man. So it was 2019. I got lucky. It was the last year before everything, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And so that made me appreciate it even more in retrospect. But yes, 2019, we went there, and that was really our first introduction period. So I was watching Elvis, listening to Elvis. We went to see Joe, and then we went to Graceland. And not only, again, I've been very lucky as far as my experiences. Tupelo's my first competition. Graceland, I got to go the first time during Elvis Week. So that's like birthday on top of Christmas on top of Hanukkah. You know, it's a whole layer of awesome sandwich right there. And that's exactly what it was in 2019. I remember we went there, and my favorite thing was just seeing the transformation of my point of view and my parents' point of view from when we stepped off the plane to when we got back on the plane. And I remember one of my most favorite things was just sitting there in that audience and just seeing my parents, you know, at first getting there, like, you know, how you support a kid that's doing a sport or that's doing an extracurricular. Oh, we'll go to soccer and good job, little Jimmy. And okay, let's go home. You know, that kind of thing. Right. But it became more than that. And that was the awesome part, was getting to see them enjoying it as much as I was in the audience, and seeing them watch these guys and go past not only appreciate it as a profession, but just appreciate Elvis as an artist too. And if you're doing it right as a tribute artist, that's what it should be, is I want to go back and see how Elvis did this.
Yep.
And that's what it was they watched, they appreciated it as him and tribute artists. They started hearing new songs like Just Pretend, Never Been to Spain, Pokes Out Annie, and their knowledge just broadened of this guy. And they understood what it was about. Just being there, they're like, I get it now. They're like, I get why he appreciate this so much. And I remember one of my favorite things was we were up in the hotel room. This was after the Ultimate and all that, right? So I was all excited. We're all talking about the guys. He did this good. He moved like this good. And I remember I said, okay, so this is like our last night. I was like, what do you guys think of Elvis Week? It's pretty awesome, right? And they're like, I guess we got to buy the tickets for next year. Yes. It was like I can't even tell you how high my voice went, but it was I was so excited when I heard that, because that's when I knew it was like, okay, they love it. I got them. I got the fish, right? So so just really being there, and a good reflection of Elvis Week was our first 5 minutes in Memphis. This is actually a funny story. Moses, I hope you're paying attention. This is a funny story. So we were walking in the exhibition center. This is our first time. We're just hanging out, trying to get a lay of the land before the show started, and everything got crazy. And we were just walking around, hanging out, sweating. It was hot. And these two women came up to us and hanging out, and they said, "Oh my God, Moses, how are you doing?" And I was like, I didn't know who Moses was either at the time. So I was like, Jesus, Moses. I was like, who are you talking about? I was like, I'm doing Moses. How are you, baby? And then they're giving me a big old hug. And I was like, hi, how are you guys doing? And they're like, your show was great last week. We loved it. And I was like, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I was sitting there, and my parents were like, what's going on? But past that, first of all, figuring out the whole Moses situation, I was like, these people came up and gave me a hug within 5 minutes of me even being here. I don't even know these people. They have no idea about me. And they came up, first of all, thought I was Moses. I hope they know now. If they don't know now, then I don't know. And they just embraced us like that.
Yeah.
So it was just immediately I recognized, wow, this is something different. So the whole thing of Elvis Week, man, I can't go on enough about it. You never can appreciate it too much. Just you grow your appreciation just a little more every time.
Yeah. Absolutely. So when I see you at Elvis Week, I'm gonna go, hi Moses, and when I see Moses, I'm gonna say, hi Nevan, how are you?
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right.
I'm like, oh wait a minute, I got confused. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they both haven't shaved. I couldn't tell.
Both haven't shaved. Yeah, sure.
That's right. Yeah.
So I want to talk about this before we go to the final question. Let's talk about this Colorado tribute weekend that you have going on this year. Tell the viewers about it, where they can get tickets, what it's going to be about, what's it going to be like. Give the spill to all the viewers watching.
Absolutely, man. So that's our latest exciting thing. Again, when you have a lot of time, you sometimes come up with good ideas. And that's exactly what happened just in January already. It's August.
Yeah.
I have to remind myself. Yes, me and my family decided to start a company. And, we sat down, we're like, okay, everyone's starting these festivals. And we had the idea on the back burner of, we want to bring something to Colorado because this Elvis thing is amazing, but it has its own little bubble, down in the South through, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, Tennessee. It's all around that area. And while there's isolated shows, there's not really a culture or a base for Elvis in Colorado. So that was the mission we first started was, okay, we love this. How do we get to share this with other people and build it up and do that here, right? So that's exactly what we wanted to do. So I remember I sat down and I was starting to think of songs. I was like, okay, I want to try to come up with a name that doesn't immediately scream Elvis, but if you're an Elvis fan, it's going to resonate with you. Right. So I was thinking of different songs that I loved, and I'm a big guy of the ballads. So If I Can Dream, Impossible Dream, all those songs. So I was thinking of different lyrics, and I immediately just went Unreachable Star.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we chose that. And then, it all happened really fast. Just in the past months, it's funny how quick everything moves. We were able to call up the guys and all that and put this together and really put together the first tribute weekend in Colorado. That's really happened for Elvis, where guys that haven't even been here, fans that haven't even been here, and people that don't know they're fans yet. So that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be October 22nd and 23rd. I believe you have a show around that time too. This year. And oops, hello. I just got an ad for real estate. That's lovely. Okay. Brett, not yet. I don't have the money. But but yeah, so it's going to be October 22nd and 23rd. It's here. If you're here in Colorado, it's going to be at the Doubletree Hilton. If you're doing Elvis, it's got to be at the Hilton, Doubletree Hilton Hotel. And it's off of Orchard, and you get a $99 group rate if you book with the show, if you come there. So it's 2 nights of entertainment. You can stay, or you can choose another hotel in the area. And it's 5 entertainers total. It's myself that's going to be opening each night. Don't worry, I've only got a few songs. The other big boys are going to take over the show. And then you have Mr. David Allen coming on doing the Men in Black, Johnny Cash. You have Cody Slaughter, and then you have Mr. Bill Cherry for the first night. And then the second night, again, it's me. And then it's David Allen. It's Cody Slaughter, and it's Mr. David Lee. So it's a packed weekend of entertainment. If you love Elvis, come. If you don't love Elvis, come. There's alcohol. And and it's going to be a great night of entertainment, 2 nights of entertainment. It's with the Fever Band. It's with the Fever Band from Texas, of course. They're fantastic. As you know, I'm sure you've worked with them. And they're great guys, and it's the first of hopefully many. And you can find your tickets on Unreachable Star Entertainment on Facebook. If you type it in there, you'll find it. There you go, mama. But you type it in there, and you'll find a picture of me like this on the picture. And then you click right there, and then you'll find your tickets. And then keep your eye out, though, too, because we are in the process of announcing more details about a festival for next year. This is a kind of a starter tribute weekend, and we're hoping to expand it next year.
Awesome. Well, congrats to you for that, man. It takes a lot of, trust me, I know it takes a lot of work.
I know, you know,
for something like that, man. So congrats to you, man, on that. That is awesome.
It's a family thing. It's a family thing, man.
I think you left someone out. Jeff Lewis is going to be the MC.
Oops. Big Lou. Jeff Lewis. Yes, is going to be the MC for both nights. You guys love Big Lou, so come down for him as well too. Oh, Jeff, don't hurt me. Anyway, okay.
Yeah. Hey, man, you got to love Jeff, man. He's an amazing person.
You do. He's a show in and of himself, man.
I know, man. You got to love him. All right, man. Look, final question for you.
Okay.
Are you sure you're ready? Take a deep breath.
Yes.
Okay. It's okay. Take a deep breath. All right.
Here
we go. Drum roll. Okay. If you were not an Elvis tribute artist, what career would you have chosen and why?
God, man, that is about on every point of the map you can find.
That's a loaded question.
It is. You know, it's funny in one capacity or another. The way I can put it probably simplest is it would have to be something in and around people. It has to be something with people because I'm such a hands-on people-based guy. Again, like you said, we were talking about school earlier. That's one of the main things I like about school. It's not necessarily the math and the English and all that, but it's, you know, getting to connect with people, all sorts of different people. And that's the amazing thing about Elvis, like you said, is, you know, you get to connect to all different people. But so in some capacity, it would have to be dealing with people. I remember I wanted to be a police officer at one point. And, you know, I still have great respect for that. You know, law enforcement, that was a big thing. But as far as right now, too, again, just financial advice. Yeah. There you go. That's my dad there, folks. Yeah, financial advisor. That's right. Yeah, sponsored by Edward Jones. Okay, Dad. There you go. All right, now make me dinner. But yeah. So it'd have to be something in and around people, and my heart's really set in anything around entertainment. You know, so something with people, and then with entertaining would be great. Whether that be acting or behind the scenes stuff. Like I'm a guy that's done, you know, I'm a big believer in theater at school and supporting arts programs. And that's what I've been doing since 5th grade. That's where I started, was on theater, actually, the theater stage. And so just anything in that capacity, you know, I think I have respect for everything that goes into producing a show. And that's organizing it, that's designing the posters, that's the lighting, just everything. You know, you can't make a show without every one little piece. It's a big coordination on everybody's part. So I love it all. Man. I really do.
That's cool, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go and follow him on Facebook. There is the link, or well, not the link, but the title there, whatever you want to call it. The name, yeah. Follow him on Facebook. Website, anything else where they can find you? Anything?
I think that's it, man. We're in the works of doing a website, but Facebook, it's right there. It's Nevan Castaneda, and then for my tribute specifically, it's Nevan Castaneda as Elvis tribute artist. And then, of course, for shows, you go to Unreachable Star.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, man, look,
That's right.
it's been awesome having you on here and chatting and hearing the stories,
Oh.
man. It's been great. And but
Yeah,
don't go
I
anywhere,
appreciate it.
because after Mr. Moses Snow is finished, I'm going to bring you back on.
Oh, me
Okay?
too? Oh.
Yeah, you got to watch him too. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
man. All right. All right.
Nevan, man, it's been great, and
Thanks,
we'll
man.
get you back on here shortly.
Can't wait to see you, man, next week.
All right, man. Take care. Give it up for Nevan, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put his Facebook back on. Go and follow him on Facebook and become his friend there. I know he'd appreciate it very much. Go and see his tribute weekend in Colorado, Unreachable Star Entertainment. Go check out their website and all of that. I know they'd appreciate it very, very much. Well, we're going to do one more quick commercial break. I hope he hasn't fell asleep. I think he's still hanging with me. And we're going to get my good buddy, the one and only Moses Snow, on here and chat with him. So don't change that channel. We'll be back right after this quick commercial break. Hey everybody, I'll be coming to Mount Airy, North Carolina on August the 20th at the L.H. Jones Auditorium with a show called Memories of a Legend. I'm super excited to be back in Mount Airy. If you don't know what Mount Airy is practically Mayberry. If you know what the Andy Griffith Show is, you know what I'm talking about. And you can get your tickets right now for this show at AustinIrbyEntertainment.com. I'm going to be backed by the Spinouts Tribute Band. It's going to be a full 2-hour Elvis spectacular. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Showtime 7:30 p.m. And it's going to be an awesome time. So go get your tickets right now. AustinIrbyEntertainment.com. Tickets in advance, $20. If you wait and buy them at the door, they are $25. So go get your tickets right now on my website, AustinIrbyEntertainment.com. Save that $5. Again, that's August the 20th, Friday night, at the L.H. Jones Auditorium, Mount Airy, North Carolina. I'll see you there. Mount Airy, everybody, you got to come and see us in Mount Airy, North Carolina, August 20th. It's going to be awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm so excited. He has been on the show before and excited to have him back on again. I think it was probably, I don't know, maybe it was sometime last year, I think, when he was on the show with us. And we've had him on a few sing-alongs, which we need to do another sing-along sometime whenever I get a chance. I'd love to do another sing-along. That was awesome. So without further ado, let's get him on the screen right now. The one and only Moses Snow. What's happening, man? Uh-oh, I think we're on mute. I can't. Okay, there we go.
Got that.
I got you.
Can you hear me
What's
now?
up, man? I can hear you.
What's up?
Nothing much. What about yourself?
Quite a bit of stuff, man. I missed you. I missed you. Yeah, man.
Oh man. I know you've been really busy. And I was telling the guys, I said, Moses is going to join us a little later. I said, he is everywhere. I said, and I know how he feels.
Yeah, I know
exactly how you feel. You know how I feel.
Yeah.
Hey, man, but we love it, and that's why we just keep doing it. Ain't that right?
Yes, sir.
So before we go into these questions, let's talk about our show in Memphis. I'm pumped, man. I'm excited. Are you?
Yeah, me too. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm going to put it on the screen here. Look, this is August the 12th at the Clarion Hotel and Suites Conference Center, which is the same place and same ballroom where the Image of the King contest is going to be, which we're both a part of. And showtime is at 9 p.m. That's Memphis time, so that's in Central Time. And Moses and I are going to have an awesome, rocking, great, incredible, Elvis-filled time. I think I described that pretty good, don't you? I think
that was perfect.
That was perfect.
That was perfect.
And you can get your tickets at tributefestival.rocks.com. Get them in advance before they sell out. And if you have to wait and buy them at the door, that's fine. I think you can do that up to, I think, around 8:45, I think. So about 15 minutes prior to showtime, you can buy them all the way up to that. And but get them in advance so you don't have to worry about that. You know, you can show up at 8:59 and, you know, just walk in and hear us sing. So, you know, don't have to stand in line forever.
Yeah.
So y'all come and see us. Man, you got anything to add about the show, man? Anything you want to add about it?
I mean, I know that it's going to be really fun. It's going to be fantastic. I know there's a few names, familiar names I heard that was on the live feed, and I'm not sure if they've seen you or not, but if anybody on the live stream right now hasn't seen my brother Austin, y'all are missing out. He is phenomenal. I mean, no wonder why you're getting almost sold out shows in different places and different Thanks, man. It's for a reason, and y'all definitely need to check him out.
Well, I appreciate that, man. That really means a lot. But hey, this guy, man, I mean, we had a conversation, like a week ago, and I was talking about how he has progressed, and I mean, he's competing in the pro division now, and I mean, just by watching you, man, you can tell from my standpoint, okay, from watching you, you can tell you study Elvis, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do, and it pays off, man. It pays off. And I told him the other day, I don't know if is your mom watching. She'll agree with me with this. I'm pretty sure.
She might be.
But I said one day, I don't know when, but it could be years from now. It could be next year. I don't know. Moses will be an ultimate champion. I can guarantee you on that. You will be. You will be, man. I can guarantee it.
That means a whole lot to me. That really, it's a very wow compliment, seriously.
Thank you. So my plan is when you get into the ultimate, I'm gonna go take all my money out of my bank account and I'm gonna bet it.
Oh.
I'm gonna bet it on Moses. Moses. I'm gonna like triple my money, man.
That's a lot. That's a lot on my shoulder right there. Shoot.
I'm sorry. I'm putting a lot of pressure. You make me lose my money, man. I'm gonna find out where you live. No.
Oh Lordy.
Oh man. So let's jump into this. I know you've been on the show before, so I might ask a question that you were asked last time, but it's been about a year since you've been on, so that's okay. But how did you get into Elvis? Recap on the story. What made you want to become an Elvis tribute artist?
So I guess to you a recap, for some people a new thing. But how I got into Elvis was through Christmas time, and my parents would play all these Christmas tunes, these classics and everything, you know. Anywhere from like Frank Sinatra to Bing Crosby to even as new as Michael Bublé. But of course, there was Elvis.
Yeah.
And we all know the song, Blue Christmas, right?
Absolutely.
And I heard Blue Christmas and I'm like, who's that, Mom? And she's like, you don't know who that is? I'm like, no, but I like his voice. Cause I was singing along to all the songs and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's Elvis Presley. I was like, oh, okay, that's neat. And so they had a little karaoke thing on the TV too. So I popped on the karaoke, started singing the songs, and what did you know? There's Blue Christmas there.
Blue Christmas.
So I decided to sing Blue Christmas, and it was just like all the other songs were fine, but something about the way, the style, and everything about that song and how Elvis did it, I really loved singing it, because I thought, hey, I mean, it kind of goes well, and it kind of flows easier with me. It's more easy for me to get into. And I just seen Suzanne.
I had to throw that.
I love you, Suzanne. Thank you.
Oh,
Brooke.
We got a troublemaker watching. What's up, bro? Sorry to cut you off. Sorry, I had to throw that comment up there. I'm sorry.
No. Real quick. Congratulations to Brooke. I was there at that competition where Brooke won and over in Branson. Congratulations, man. Everybody give him a great congratulations in the chat, because a well-deserved win right there in Branson. But anyways, love you, Brooke. Anyways, back to where I was. So during that time, you got to think about it. I want to say 13, and that's where my voice was going high to low.
I remember those days.
Yeah. and so it literally, singing Elvis felt just right. Like right in where my voice was settling. Right. And everything. So really, I started getting into Elvis and singing Elvis like since my voice started changing. And then I got curious, because I tried looking up some other songs, or found some other songs, tried singing them, and didn't really get that same feeling like I did singing that Elvis song.
Right.
So I was like, okay, this song was done by this Elvis guy. So let me look him up on YouTube and, you know, see if there's more songs that make me feel that way when I sing it. And lo and behold, I look up more Elvis tunes, and of course there was a multitude of songs that I really resonated with, just singing and everything, and it was just that kind of connection. And then I started singing it. My parents caught on to me getting myself into it, and so they were showing me videos of Elvis and everything, and his performances or his movies and stuff. And I was like, oh wow, I really like that. And really, and I'm gonna be very genuinely honest with you. I at that time I loved singing. I loved singing, and now I love it even more. But at that time, I was really getting into it because it was all new, and I was looking at Elvis singing like "Jealous Rock" and you know, from the early stuff like that all the way to like "Just Pretend" or whatnot. And in my head, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was like, well, I can do that. I can do that, right? And I just made it weird in my head to compete with myself to reach up to try to reach to his voice. And gosh, I mean, I'm like, you know, and then I'm thankful though, because that really drove me into looking him up more, researching him more, and I found out so much more about him. And I was like, this guy is just it. He is the coolest, the best, in my opinion, performer there was in entertainment and in the music industry, you know. And I just loved it. I loved the music. And eventually my parents, we would drive around this cafe area, and they would have an Elvis tribute artist there, and his name was James Wages, and he's a really great guy. And I know there's a few people who know James Wages, but for people who don't know, and like Nevan was talking about the Fever Band, he was the first guy to ever be with the Fever Band. Like before that was his band, which I found really cool. But so he was there at that cafe like every other, I want to say, Tuesday. And I would tell my parents every time we drove by there, I was like, I'm gonna sing there one day. Or what if I sing there one day with him or whatnot? And then we went to a show of his, and he was the most nicest, like, people person, genuine person you could really ever find. I mean, he came up to us not knowing who in the world we were, just to say hi and greet us. I mean, and we were like, whoa, you know. And my dad said to him, he was like, well, my son here, he sings Elvis at home and everything. He was like, oh, really? And he was like, well, I'll have you sing sometime during my show tonight. And so I was like, oh my gosh. So I got up there and I started singing Blue Suede Shoes. And of course, me being young and, you know, everything into it, is the voice cracks, that didn't know how to move, and all of you could think of, right? So I was singing Blue Suede Shoes, but man, everybody there that was there was so encouraging, and it was just so like, well, like before I just thought, okay, I love the music, but now that I performed it in front of people and did what I did and everything, it just, and I mean, man, them fans go a long way. It showed right from the very beginning, because it encouraged me so much. Like that was like such an encouraging moment, and like a revealing moment to me, like, wow. You know,
absolutely.
This is something great. And then eventually getting more into it and found out there was this amazing Elvis world, and how I met amazing, you know, people and amazing guys like you and Nevan and Jake, everybody. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yep, that's true, man. So when and where was your first performance as an Elvis tribute artist, and describe what you were feeling during that time?
Well, that was over at the cafe. That was
Yeah.
yep, that was there, me singing Blue Suede Shoes with the voice crack and all. But you know,
Right.
that moment, that feeling, like I said, it was just so exciting, and everybody
Right.
was so encouraging there. And
Right.
and just really, so it was so encouraging to first feel that feedback and that, you know, audience performer response and connection just from the get-go. And it was like, wow. I
Right.
was like, wow, I love this. I love this a lot. I want to do this, you know. So
Yeah.
that was an eye opener for me.
Right. So where was your first show as like by yourself?
First show by myself.
Like solo?
Oh Lord. That's going all the way back.
Turn back the hands of time.
Yeah. Man, you know, I guess my first ever like show by myself probably was with Mary Beck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Mary.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm glad I got there in time, you know, before she passed and everything, that I can form a relationship with her and everything. She put on such fun shows, but it was over at that dad's place in Memphis, you know, that she did. And funny story about that is we went to Memphis and we went to Graceland and everything before Elvis week because I just loved that. You know, I loved Elvis. My parents were like, let's go, you know, and let's have fun with it. And so we did. And then next thing you know, when we come back, I guess somebody reached out to Mary, and Mary found out about me and said, hey, I want y'all to come over here and do a show during Elvis week, do these shows and stuff. And I'm like, what? Going back to Memphis, like right after we, you know, and Memphis was like coming up, and or Elvis week was coming up. And so that's what we did. It was a funny little coincidence there. We drove there and then went back home. And then next thing you know, we're out there again, and I'm doing shows over at Dad's place, and then experiencing, you know, Beale Street and all that stuff for the first time, and the guys and the culture and everything with the Elvis family, which was so cool and so exciting.
True. That's how we met. We met through Mary Beck.
Yeah, we
for
did.
sure. I remember that. So I'm excited to hear your answer to this, but what made Elvis different from the other entertainers? Why is he so different than all these other entertainers that are singing today? What made him so different?
Well, you know, and to clarify, you said singers today.
Right.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of reasons, but to sum it up, I mean, just look at his whole legacy as a because you look at anyone else really, and it's easy to find just, you know, a star and everything, and just them having all the clout and everything. But with Elvis, he was himself through and through. You know, he was always himself. He never got lost in anything.
Yeah,
you know.
true.
And that's one thing that I see looking back at either some interviews or some behind the scenes, or even during shows or whatnot. If he was feeling a certain way or feeling an emotion, he was not the person to cover it up with a smile or something like that. You know, he was so genuine that you look at some interviews, like I think the one with in the 50s, like I think with Wink Martindale, where Elvis is just sitting on that jukebox and he's just kind of rubbing his face and everything. I mean, he was at that time, he blew up. He's been going. He doesn't want to put on a smile. He doesn't want to put on a, you know, whatnot. And he's just, you can tell he's showing everybody like, hey, I'm kind of tired right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of wore out.
Yeah.
And everything. So that's an example to show you of that. But and and he also, you know, he was really unique in the sense of of course artistry, but taking a look at how he handled situations personally and everything.
Yeah.
And what he did when he got put in situations like by press or whatever, or people tried to make Elvis political or something, and Elvis was like, no. No. He's like, no. He always had that to himself, and he always kept a lot of things enclosed, because he knew he wanted to reach everybody, you know. He wanted to touch everybody. He didn't just want to have, I mean, he was already in a bubble already. So he's a type of guy who was really just wanting to be out of that bubble, you know, and have a lot of people there with him and everything. While you take a look at some people today, and they're very, you know, they're very either opinionated or whatever, or what I say is right and whatnot, you know, or listen to me. Elvis was none of that. He wasn't trying to be some kind of influencer or some kind of, you know, thing. He just, what he felt and what he thought, I mean, it just showed with him even having to say it. And that's what's really unique about Elvis, is because all he needed to do was just live his life, and culture changed, culture erupted. You know, he was a big part of it, and he never really needed to go out of his way and just forcefully enforce something or put a huge message out or something, which I find that is insane.
Right.
And it is really hard to come by. I mean, you don't really see anybody at all who just live out their legacy and do what they just do, and everybody's just like, whoa, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, not once have I seen Elvis advertise something or do something just that's more forceful or anything. I've never ever throughout his whole entire career seen anything like that, which is remarkable.
Yeah.
So that's what I find special about Elvis, is his genuineness and his willingness to keep himself.
Yep. That's right. That is right, man. Well said, my friend. I want to say something really quick. I saw a comment. Sandy, I think it's Holler, if I'm saying that right. Thank you so much for that compliment. She said, let's see, where is it? Well, I thought I put it on the screen. She said, but thank you, Austin, for having more youngsters on. You were about Moses' age when I first met you, maybe a year or two older. You're still a baby yourself. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, my Lord. Okay, man. So this is probably going to be a crazy question, but don't give away any of your secrets, okay? But describe the process of turning yourself into stage ready. Don't give any secrets if you have any secrets now, but you know.
Any secrets. I'm not sure anything comes to mind when it's secretive, but to get stage ready, I really just make sure, which is funny. Usually you want to go over things, you know, before you go on, and then kind of spin that in your head and whatnot and everything. I do the opposite. And hear me out. I just kind of have a zone out moment, right? If I'm doing my makeup or I'm doing my hair or whatnot, I'm just there in that moment, because every time I start thinking about things, thinking about singing, movement, how I'm gonna be, what I'm gonna say, whatnot, this and that, knowing that I've already practiced or whatever, in that sense. If I do that, then I'm more, for whatever reason with me, I'm more likely to mess up or trip up on something, because it's just been spinning in my head. And hey, Laura. And then, so we, or not we, I just basically kind of zone out in a way to get stage ready. Like I make sure that my mind's not thinking too hard on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm singing some Elvis tunes and whatnot, or playing my guitar, or doing something. And when all the makeup's done, all the hair's done, outfit, and I'm just waiting, you know, to get on the stage or for my call or cue or whatnot. Really, I just start singing. I mean, it helps. I just like singing and doing at least something musical. Or if I have a guitar, I'm just fiddling with it for like ever until I get up there. You know,
that sounds like what I do.
Yeah.
Normally, me, I'm either fiddling around with the guitar, or either I'm like pacing back and forth, you know, of nervousness, or kind of jumping around, kind of get your adrenaline pumping. But the whole time I'm jumping, I'm thinking, please don't let my hair fall, because that's the only bad part. But yeah, man, a very similarities there with that.
Yeah.
I've mentioned this to these other two guys, but Elvis Week's around the corner. When was your first Elvis Week? What was your favorite Elvis Week memory?
My first Elvis Week was rolling back that time again. Oh gosh, yeah. Hopefully I get this right. 2017, I want to say. Okay. My first Elvis Week.
Mom, your mom's watching. Correct him if he's wrong.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it wasn't 2016. Okay. So it might have been 2017 or 2018. But that being said, my first Elvis Week experience was just like a kid in a candy store, basically. I mean, it was, I loved Elvis. I loved singing it and everything. And now I just get, here's all of it, you know, and here's Graceland, and here's his actual stuff and whatnot and everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that first time is just mind blowing to get to see everything. And and every single ETA, like you or anybody, just kind of starstruck, you know, because I haven't seen any other guys besides the ones I've been with prior that I looked up to as mentors. But yeah, you know, like with you, got starstruck. I think you were with Victor. I got starstruck, right? Shoot. I mean, Riley was my own age, and I was like, whoa.
It's funny you mentioned him. I was talking to him earlier today.
Really? Yeah. So, he was my age doing his thing, and I was like, holy crap. I'm like, oh my gosh, there is everybody here, you know? And I'm like, wow. So, so it's just it was such like I said, a kid in a candy store experience, you know. I got excited about every single thing and got mind blown on almost everything that I'd seen, saw, touched, talked to. I don't know. It was just, everything was just wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I got two more questions for you, and I saved this question specifically for you. And because I'm anxious to hear your answer. And the reason I saved it for you, because I know I've asked you this the last time you were on here, and I loved your answer. But what advice would you give to a younger Elvis tribute artist who is just starting out, that wants to be where you are right now when they're your age?
Well, you know, my answer hasn't changed on that one bit. It's still true to anybody watching, really. Just know that, and I've added something to this too, but just know that people are going to see you on stage, and of course you're going to give them either their first impression or your tribute to Elvis, which might be their first impression of Elvis or their first thing really getting into Elvis as an audience member. But no, just as much as you hone in on how you are and everything and how you act on stage, just know that when you're off stage, that also matters too. Yeah. When you're yourself, your person, and you come off that stage, just know, to any fan, any person that walks by, knowing you do an Elvis tribute, knowing that you sing Elvis or anything related to Elvis, if you do something bad, if you do something that is rude, if something that is upsetting, who are they going to relate that to?
That's right.
They're going to relate that to Elvis because they see you as Elvis tribute artist. So they're like, man, this guy's a jerk. So that must mean like Elvis might be a jerk because he loves Elvis. So I'm guessing jerks love Elvis. You know, you never want that to happen.
No, never.
That's why when you walk off that stage, you got to be just as humble, just as nice, just as presentable as you are on stage.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right.
Because you gotta love on those people. You gotta love on each and every one of them, no matter whether you think they may seem this way or that way, weird or not weird, whatever. You gotta love them. You gotta treat them nice. You got to talk to them, make them feel great. Because once you get them to feel great, feel good, feel happy, like, man, I just love this guy. Who else are they going to love and feel happy and want to see more of? Well, you, of course, but also Elvis Presley.
Elvis. Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter how well you perform on that stage. If you come down off that stage and you're not so nice, then what's going to happen is people are going to kind of forget about that performance and just kind of see it how it is. So that's what I say. And then not even to up and coming guys or anything, but to anybody who is, you know, taking this seriously, taking it as the love for Elvis, you know, as we all are doing, do that. And another thing that I've added to that as well, that because I remember seeing Nevan over in Tupelo and everything, and seeing the youth division, and I got to talk to some of the guys there, upcoming guys there in the youth. And I just told them, I said, you know, make sure you're yourself, especially when you get off the stage. Make sure, because people are going to love you, they're going to love your tribute, but they're really going to love you. That's yourself, right. Your person. You know, I'm like, it's you that they love. Because what you do is just something special.
Yeah.
Whether it's giving a new experience to them or giving them an experience they can't relive anymore because, of course, Elvis is passed, you know. And so that's the thing, is that I'm like, it's so easy to get lost in it so much to where you kind of try to act a certain way. You know, like Elvis or something. Right. But you don't need to, because people are going to love you. You know, they're gonna love Austin as Elvis, but they're gonna love Austin as well as himself.
Right.
You know, walking off that stage. So that's something, especially to the younger guys and the upcomings and everybody there, that department. Make sure you are you whenever you're talking to them and interacting with them and off that stage as well, because they love you.
Yeah,
they love
you.
Right.
That's right, man. Well said, man. Well, look, I had one more question for you, but somebody threw one here, and I've already asked these other two guys, but they want to know how old you are. So that is
that is 18 years old.
18 years old. That's right.
Weird to say still.
I know, right? Hey, could you imagine having to say 25, man? That's halfway to 50. What you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
Gee whiz, man. Horrible.
Hey, I'm frightened by the number 19 coming up. So
oh man, Lord. So final question for you, and then I'm gonna drag these other two back on here with us. And so, ladies and gentlemen, while I go ahead and give Moses his final question, if you have any questions for any of these guys, Moses, Nevan, Jake, myself, whatever, or a question for all of us, start commenting it right now in the comment section. Put it on here, and we'll get some of those answered as quickly as possible. So, Moses, last question. I always like to say, I like to throw in a crazy question that's different. So here we go. Describe your typical non-performance day.
A typical non-performance day.
Yeah.
It can be a multitude of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to think that the stuff I do most often whenever I'm not performing is I go to the gym, I do a workout, feels great, right? That stuff, and then of course I practice for anything that I have coming up,
right?
For any shows or whatnot, and if I'm not practicing, and if I have some free time, I just love to just play music. I mean, you know, you have some people who have free time and they're like on a video games or something like that. Well, music is basically my equivalent to like video games. I mean, yep, exactly. So you know exactly what I mean. I mean,
I know exactly what you mean.
You could sit there on a guitar for hours, or you could sit there with a mic singing to something for hours, or you could, with me, I have all these other instruments and stuff, and just learning and expanding my mind on music and all these different instruments. And I love to do that. And I could spend hours just doing something, or even replicating like something that I hear on an Elvis song, right? Like a guitar lick or a solo or something on the bass or whatnot that I think is cool. And so I'm like, wow, right? It fascinates me so much. So that takes a big part of my free time. And if I do have free time, and also anything that goes along with being with family, with helping my parents on anything that you know, they need help on with their stuff, or just, you know, spending time, or also being with, of course, friends, you know, normal things like that, just socializing a bit. But I will be honest, that music stuff takes all, like, just most of it, to be honest.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Oh man.
Not because I have to, it's just like,
right. So, ladies and gentlemen, continue to comment any questions that you may have for any of these gentlemen that are on here with me. And Nevan's like, but anyway, Moses, man, thanks so much for coming on. I'm gonna leave you on the screen though, but Facebook is Moses Snow. You got a couple other pages, website you want to share, anything?
So if y'all want to keep up to date with me with things that I'm doing, such as shows or videos, pictures, anything, I have an official music page now on Facebook, which is Moses Snow Music. And that's a like page like Austin's, and that you're on now with this live feed, just like that. So if y'all want to go follow it, you can keep up to date with me with all my shows, events, pictures, videos, and of course comment and liking and all that fun stuff. And also MosesSnowMusic.com over there. And that is my website. And so it has everything such as all my upcoming events schedule for that, merchandise, and also contact information, anything like that. Just anything you could think of. And it's pretty cool because I just got to revamp that website too. So it's
cool.
It's great. Took me a while, but
I feel that, man.
Yeah, you know it. Shoot.
I know what you mean, man.
So those two things, if y'all have Instagram, Moses Snow Music, YouTube, Moses Snow Music. Everything's Moses Snow Music, so it's pretty easy. Find me anywhere.
Awesome. All right, well, let's go ahead and bring Nevan back on. Okay. Has he fell asleep? Oh, he's even put himself on mute. Look at him. He's
Hello.
Just like me.
Sorry, man. We've got some good questions down here. We got some really.
And we got Jake back on too.
Is he
on mute? Are you on mute there, Jake? Maybe. Yes. Got it.
See, I'm not the only one who did it. Told you.
I want to say something before we get into these questions. But tonight's episode, we have not went under 50 plus people the entire hour and 55 minutes that we have been on here. It has not moved an inch.
All right.
Wow.
Well, until now. Somebody didn't like me saying that. We went down one. No, anyway. But thank you all for tuning in, man. We really appreciate it. Continue to like and share on all of this. Okay, let's check out some of these questions. All right. Are y'all ready for this? Are you ready?
Not really. There's some good ones. I was watching.
Okay, you were watching. Okay. Now look, if I miss some and you see some, y'all let me know because I might miss some. But let's see. All right, let's start with the first one I see here. This one says, what era do they, I'm assuming specifically, do? Moses?
I do 50s and 60s and sometimes a variety show.
Okay. Jake, what do you got to say?
Well, I mostly do the early stuff like 56, 57.
Okay. Nevan?
I do kind of the same bag, again, kind of like what Jake was saying earlier, as far as, what's really appropriate for where I'm at in my life right now. I think 50s and 60s is just something, well, I can shake it, I'm going to shake it, right? So I'll do 50s and 60s. And then like Moses said, I love the 70s stuff. That's why it's so hard. But even somebody like Dean Z just started wearing the jumpsuit for the first time. And, I got all the respect for that. So I dabble in it sometimes, but I try to stick to the leather,
Me too. I mean, you guys know this. I've always been a 50s, 60s guy. I've never really stepped out of that era as far as competing or whatever. But Austin's getting older. His voice is still changing.
You're still a baby, though, remember?
I know. But my voice is still changing, and my voice is really, it's weird, man, but it's really set between the 60s and early 70s stuff. So I have been wearing jumpsuit more this year than I have in previous years. I think I've already did jumpsuit about 4 times, and then I'm doing it 3 more times within the next few weeks. So
hey, how did that feel the first time?
Yeah.
How did it feel the first time?
Yeah.
Different.
Yep.
I really had to study the 70s stuff before. I did not want to do it until I actually had it studied like I do the 50s.
Right.
And I still catch myself sometimes, doing some of the 50s stuff in the jumpsuit.
I know.
I'm like slapping my hand, like you can't do this or this.
It's the same thing. Yeah. You do a mean bridge over troubled water, by the way, I gotta say.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you do. You do awesome. Alex,
thank you so much.
Okay.
I appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Here's one. I like this one. If you could go to any Elvis concert, which one would you go to?
Yikes.
Ooh.
Moses, you want to go?
You want to go together, Nevan?
Sure, Moses.
I'll be answering for you then, if that's the case. Well, I think you might like this one though, Nevan.
Okay.
I would do the Pearl Harbor benefit show.
Oh,
now think about it. No, wait.
Yeah,
think about it. Because Elvis was really refined and polished.
This is true.
Right? And not only that, you're getting best of both worlds because you're getting to experience some of his 50s tunes and his 60s tunes live.
Moses, I had an answer in my head. Do you understand what you just did? Anyway, okay. Yeah, it's hard, man. I do agree. Okay, so for me, I don't know. I have to hear CC Rider. If I'm going to hear an Elvis concert, I just have to hear that the drum roll and see Ronnie just go dun, 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 dun. I have to see that. So I don't know. It's hard because I've gone through every one of the years of the 70s, and I like something different about each and every one of them, By the way, for example, like Jake, I'm sure you know this because you're a crazy enthusiast. Poke Salad, he changed like 5 times, like throughout the years. Like he added different vamps, different musical things. So I might have to say at the top of my head right now, December 31st, 76 in Pittsburgh. I might have to see his New Year's show because it was his last New Year's. He was in good shape, and he still showed that he still had every bit of talent than when he stepped in Sun that he did on stage that night. He proved that he was the king. He sang stuff he never sang before and never would do again, and he sang stuff better than he ever had. So I just think it really just showed that Elvis was Elvis, always.
Wow, that's cool. Jake?
Well, probably the Tupelo Homecoming from '56.
Yeah.
Gosh.
High five, man. High five through the screen. High five. Yeah, okay.
Like Nevan and Moses said, I like a lot of the '70s stuff and the Pearl Harbor benefit. He did songs like "Reconsider Baby" that he didn't.
Yes.
But the Tupelo Homecoming, something magical about it because it was a charity show, and he was performing in his hometown since 1946, I think, when he did the talent show. So there was just probably something magical that would have been awesome to be there.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one. Yeah.
And the National Guard was there too. That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
But I just remembered the other day that the National Guard was at an Elvis show. I was like, wow. Okay.
That show was so wild. The audience went like crazy.
I know. That's when the cops were watching him and everything, dude. It was how he didn't get torn off the stage in the 50s. I don't
know. See, Jake, it's funny you mentioned that because that's my answer, and I know Moses knows this. I don't know if you guys do, but I love it so much that I have an actual ticket stub from the show hanging in a frame.
Wow.
Right there. Yeah. Somebody bought it for me, and they put photos of Elvis around it. So,
yeah.
That's my favorite.
I was able to just get a DVD of whatever footage they have of the Tupelo show, which was really cool to me because they had him even in the red shirt at the evening show. It's like 20 seconds of film, and it looks like it was shot through a rock. But it's still there, it's him. So it's like just to have that, those kind of things. Like it's the smallest amount of Elvis, but it's like it's any Elvis that we haven't seen. So it's so cool.
That's true. Great question, Penny. We're gonna do about 2 or 3 more. Here's one from Karina, if I'm saying that right. What other artists do you all like and sing to? And she put "Love You All." Moses, you want to start us off?
I really like Stevie Wonder. I really love Stevie Wonder. I got to really dig into his like discography like recently this past few months, and oh my gosh, just so much. Like I was just wow, these songs are just so like convey so much emotion and everything. So I love Stevie Wonder too.
Yeah. Jake?
I'm a huge ZZ Top fan, so I like a lot of their stuff, and it's sad because I think they passed away like about a week ago. So
I hear it.
But I like a lot of stuff, and I like Mark Haggard, a lot of their kind of later '70s, '80s country, and then like I like guys like Bobby V is one of my favorites. So
nice. Nevan?
Tom Jones. I love Tom Jones. You need to do more, Tom, Austin. I've seen you do it. But
you know what, man?
I know you can do it, man.
I love it, man. But I don't know about putting. I don't know about wearing a wig, man. I don't think I could do it.
It's all in the hips, man. Ask Tom, and you can do it. It goes Cody Slaughter and it goes Austin with the hips, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
I can see Austin doing Tom Jones.
He has, man. He does it good too. But Tom Jones, I love him to death. I really want him to come to the U.S. so bad because I want to see him. He's 81 years old, and he's still killing it, man. He's so good. He's got the accent. He's got the voice. He can still sing Prince's Kiss and make it like it was when he was 30. And I was like, what? Dude, he's just awesome. I just love Tom, man. And James Brown. James Brown's another one I do really like. Too. James Brown. I've got to go.
No. Okay. All right. We're going to do 2 more here. Look, we got 1,000 questions on here, and I know we can't get to all of them, and I apologize to you guys, but we'll get to the ones that we can here. All right. Here is one from, I hope I say this right. Is it Josie? Josie, I think. Besides Austin Irving, do you have an ETA that you look up to? Who wants to start? Jake, you want to start? We'll let you start this one.
You make him mad first.
Pretty much, I like a lot of the guys. It's kind of like almost like I look up to some of them, and then some of them are like mine. So it's like but I gotta say the one because I watched like the first ETA I watched was Slaughter, so I kind of look up to him. And I look up to I look up to Nevan, look up to Moses. They are older than me and stuff. but it's more of I look up to them, but they're also my friend. It's not like they're far away. We're gonna meet them. Like we're all like one family. So
Moses.
First of all, thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. And I agree. I mean, we're all brothers and everything, and it's really special what all of us have and all of us do. But I guess the one main guy that I really look up to would have to be the first tribute artist, which is James Wages. He's really been a huge, foundation and rock to everything that he mentored me.
Right.
Yeah.
Nevan.
Yeah. Thank you, Jake, also as well. That's hard, man, because again, just like everybody does something a little different that makes their tribute great, they're all just, I can't really say there's anything bad about, there's just so many great guys and they're all so fun to be around and teach you different things. A guy that would probably stick to me again, like Moses said, the first guy I saw, Joseph. The cool thing about him is again, I saw him from the first minute I met him till now. He's acted the same towards me. And that's a really cool thing. He's really been there as, as a tribute, as a brother, as somebody to go to, as a family. He's been a really, really great, him and his whole family, not even just him, is his dad, Kyle. It's just, so him, I really love him. And then, probably Cody Dana too. Yeah. I like that guy.
Nice. All right. We got one more question and it comes from a fellow Elvis tribute artist brother.
Ooh.
Jacob Roman.
Jacob
Roman says, what's your favorite Elvis movie? Nevan, I'll let you kick this one off.
What? Oh, okay. I can tell you what's not my favorite movie. We'll say, I know Matt Stone's gonna kill me because he can't stop talking about it. Charo, I'm sorry, I don't like Charo. Jake, stop it. Charo, hear me out, dude. He looks bad A. I was about to say the word. He looks bad A in Charo. I love him in Charo, but he just lost so much potential. Could have been this whole Western thing. Could have been so cool. But if there's any favorite movie of mine, probably, unlike the songs, I feel like the main hit movies that he had were some of the best. I love probably Blue Hawaii. Blue Hawaii is one of my favorites, man.
Okay.
Yeah. And Follow That Dream too. That one.
Okay. Jake?
Well, I like stuff like King Creole and Jill Rock, and because a lot of that's like, it's kind of like also studying footage, because with the fish, it's kind of hard to kind of study his footage when there's not a lot of it. So that's kind of how I go by these and stuff. But also one of my favorites, Flaming Star, because the ending shows how much acting he had when he writes all cut. Like, that acting was flawless. I feel like he wasn't given enough opportunity.
Nice. All right, Moses. Final answer.
My favorite movie would be Loving You, because because I love the songs in there, of course, but it's just a really fun story. Like, the storyline of it is really fun, and of course it's kind of tied into Elvis's a little bit with his similarity, but it's just a really fun story. And then I know y'all seen it, so y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
The character Elvis is playing, it gives you just a little.
Deke Rivers.
Deke Rivers.
Yeah,
That's what it is. Okay, Deke.
And it gives you a little curveball towards the end of the movie, right?
Yeah.
When Elvis is driving away all sad or whatever, but yeah, and that kind of, I was like, oh wow, that doesn't really happen in an Elvis movie that I've seen, because I've watched a few before then, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So it was just a really fun movie to watch. I just really enjoyed it.
Well, everybody knows my answer. King Creole, man.
Yes, sir.
I will admit, King Creole has some of the most hits in it too.
Oh yeah.
Big songs, man. Yeah.
I think King Cruel is the best acting that he ever done.
I'm not
My
going.
opinion.
Crawfish.
That's cool. I love that song. All right. Well, look, I know I said that was the last question, but I have one more. And
Uh-oh.
this question has been thrown on here about 5 times. And y'all, the reason I didn't put it on here is because I have it right here.
Oh,
Jake, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to put you on the screen all by yourself and let you answer this question. I'm going to do each one of you like this. But here's the question.
Boy.
If it were possible, what would you like to ask Elvis? Or what would you say to him? You can answer one or both, okay? Jake, I'll start with you.
Well, it'd be pretty hard to kind of ask him something. I mean, probably ask him, what it's like before he goes on stage. What does he do? How does he get ready? But also, would ask him is how are you so good? Like, what's the secret? But, and then what I'd probably say to him is, done and you've inspired more people than you probably would have ever imagined, and everything that you put into your career has paid off completely because you've inspired tons of people around the world.
Right. Awesome. All right, Nevan, I'm throwing it over to you, man.
Okay. We got a little more light. I don't know if you noticed it. But it's one of those questions I feel like you could spin around your head forever and never really come to a conclusion of what you would exactly say. Like, I could have the most thought out little essay in my head and then say, I like Hound Dog, and be like that. But no, Jake, he kind of hit it right in the nail on the head. I think just to let him know, just to talk to him as a person, not to talk to him as Elvis Presley, just to talk to him as Elvis, and really let him know that he was enough, that what he gave the world, all the love and the laughter and the smiles that he gave and continues to give people, just that, it all meant something, and that, that's the power of just his legacy, and just let him know that he's always here. He's always here.
Well said, buddy. All right, Moses.
Well, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that I would tell him thank you. Just a genuine thank you. Because what he did and what he's done just through his life has brought so many people together, has done so much for tons of people, and it has built a very loving community, and it's built such a beautiful Elvis family and fan base that is really more remarkable than any kind of other fan base I look at. And all I could really say to him is thank you from the bottom of my heart, like just a genuine thank you.
Awesome. Well said. Well, fellas, look, man, I think this is one of the best interviews that we have had on here. I'm seeing so many great compliments from everybody. Big shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank y'all so much for hanging in there with us. I know we went over probably 45, 50 minutes, but that's okay. I've had fun. If you guys had fun, I've had fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nevan's like, ready to get off here, man. Would you just hush?
Netflix, man. I'm ready. It's on the TV.
I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay, man. I loved it. Thank you, man. I do want to say that. If I didn't say it enough, thank you very much for this. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, fellas,
Austin, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, hey, man, look, it's been great having you guys on. I'll see you guys next week. I'm excited to see you. We're going to have a fun, great time and celebrate King of Rock and Roll, Elvis Presley, man.
Good luck with y'all's show, by the way. It's going to be great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
All right. You guys take care. We'll see you soon.
All right.
All right. Love you, brother.
All right.
See y'all.
Love you
Take care,
too.
man.
All right. Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put some hearts and likes on the screen for Nevan and Moses and Jake. I know they would appreciate it very, very much. Thank y'all for hanging in there with us. If you will, please make sure, if you haven't already, like, share, and comment on this all across your social media pages. Like the Austin to Be Entertainer Light page. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to the What's Up with Austin YouTube channel. If you'd like to send a donation, it's in the description below. Don't forget, also, upcoming show. Our next one is going to be in Memphis during Elvis Week. Myself and Moses Snow, Austin and Friends in concert. Get your tickets August the 12th. Also, don't forget Mount Airy, North Carolina on August the 20th. And then after that, we have Pelzer, South Carolina, Milltown Players. Get your tickets for that. That's the 21st and 22nd of August. And tickets are on sale for Elberton, Georgia, Austin Be Free Tour, October 22nd. You can find out all that information that you need at austinentertainment.com. That's the only place you need to go. Also, don't forget my new EP goes on sale Monday, August the 9th. Get your EP, We Will Rise, at austinentertainment.com. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I love you guys. Nancy, Josie, let's see who else we got hanging on. Mary, Jason, Phoebe, Janet, Barb, Bianca. Thank you guys so much for all the great compliments and for tuning in tonight. I love y'all. God bless y'all. I will see you at Elvis Week and also on the next episode of What's Up with Austin. Adios.